Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. That's right, we're doing it. It's Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. If you're just joining me today, if it's your first time, buckle up, buckle on. Where can you find these videos? You bumbleclats. On Instagram, follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSedge if you'd like to fiscally, financially support the show. Shout out to all my niggas holding it down, holding it up. Shout out to all the homies, all the dogs, all the homeboys, home gals, all around the world, in and around Canada, down south in the US, further down south, Mexico, further down south, the South Americas, over there in Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, over there, back in the Spains, over there in Nicaragua, over there in Zimbabwe, all the way back to Thailand, all the way back to Bangkok, and then what's this? We're over there in Paris again. All around the world, underwater, overwater, in a cave, hovering, the aliens who might be here already, walking amongst us, but we just don't have the ability to see them because they appear in the mind's eyes. So sometimes you read things and you hear things. So sometimes you hear things, you read, so we don't even know. There might be people, there might be entities that are walking amongst us and we might not even see them. Or some people might see them, others may not. It's debatable. It doesn't matter. We're figuring out one step at a time. It doesn't matter. But shout out to the aliens, no matter what. Team aliens, team humans, team top dog humans, until aliens fucking It's interesting stuff. It is interesting. It's a hell of a time to be alive. It's one of the best times to be alive. I'm just excited to be here. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, it is Wednesday. Let's get into it. Let's have a little bit of fun. Lots to discuss. Lots to discuss. It's been a juicy few days, I'll tell you that, boy. If we could just get into it together. It's Wednesday. Just wanna smell your socks, like the way your socks smell. Just give me your socks and put it under my nostrils. Give me your socks now, like the way your socks smells, girl. Like the way your socks smells. Let me lick under your fingernails, grow them fingernails long. Let me lick them clean for you. Ladies and gents, it's Wednesday. I'll tell you this. Let's just close our eyes for a second, or open your eyes. If you're driving, close your eyes and imagine. If you are operating heavy machinery, close your eyes and imagine. I don't care if you're swinging around a big wrecking ball, close your eyes for a second. You got your eyes open all the time. Let's just imagine for a minute. Where are we? We are, doesn't matter where we are, we're somewhere. What's this? We're in the shower. Somebody's showering. It's a lady showering. Close your eyes for a second. Again, if you're driving a bus, if you are driving an airplane, if you're conducting a train, if you're operating a helicopter, if you're in a chopper, close your eyes and imagine for a second. You hear that? It's the sound of water. It's a shower, right? It's a really realistic shower sound. And there's a female in the shower. She's washing her hair. No big deal. She's washing her hair. She's rinsing her hair. She's putting shampoo all in her hair, conditioner in her hair. She's lathering her tits because she's got to clear the tits. The tits are the most important area to wash. Close your eyes. Again, if you're operating heavy machinery, please do close your eyes right now. It's important you close your eyes while you're driving. She's lathering up her tits. She's the soap is going down her tits. It's seeping down on her bush. Maybe no bush. We don't know. Close your eyes. Keep them closed. The soap is going down her thighs. It's going down her knees, and it's down her ankles, and it's nice. She's showering, she's cleansing, she's cleaning herself up. But then guess what? That's the sound of water, of course. She starts to, if you listen closely, when the music stops, because she might have had music in the background, catchy song singing. Let me suck under your nails, girl, like the way your socks smells too. Music stops for a second. She starts to, you see is there water on her face, or is there a little teardrop? Is there a little teardrop going down her face? There might be a little teardrop going down her face. You're wondering, why is this beautiful bitch crying in the shower? She listened to a fantastic song. Let me lick under your nails. One of the catchiest songs of the summer. Let me lick under your nails, girl, and give me your socks too. Why would she be crying? Why? I'll tell you why, ladies and gents. Because there are millions of hot chicks right now showering, wanting to douche, but not being able to douche properly. Breaks my fucking heart. You know why? Because I know there are ways we could help. Lots of times, yes, of course, you can wash your hair, you can wash your face, you can wash your body, but you don't have proper access to your own vagina, ladies. And you've been talking and I've been listening. And I'm like, why not help our female sisterins out there? Why not? That's why I went out there and invented a whole new task force. Help Me Douche Task Force. That's right. Professionals, trained to come assist you in your douching experience. No longer will hot chicks be leaning back in the shower against the wall, trying to douche out their puss, but not being able to do so. Crying. A lonely howl. Oh, females would say in the shower. Oh, I wish there was somebody who could help me douche. I can only see so much. I can't bend. Not all females have the dexterity or the flexibility to bend all the way down like a pretzel and get a good look inside their puss, which is a goddamn shame. And they want to douche properly and they're being robbed of this experience. Until now today, ladies, I said to myself, you know what? All started myself. That's when I went out and helped millions of females out there douche. How did I do it? Spent a lot of fucking time. That's how I did it. And I didn't say, you know what, this seems like a too big of a task to tackle. I said, no, I'm gonna get here, get involved, roll up my sleeves and go help my female sisterins douche. All right, so I got in there. I bent on my knees. I got in there and I rinsed them out. I rinsed out the puss. And I've trained other people to do the same thing. So please, if you're out there, I don't want to hear any more people getting injured in the bathtub. I don't want to hear any more people, risking their lives thinking that, you know what, we can do this on our own. I can do everything on my own. I'm an independent bitch. I'm a boss bitch, independent. I can do anything. Can you though? Can you, ladies? How many times have we had broken backs, broken hips? How many times have we had injuries in the shower? They say that the shower is the most dangerous room, the bathroom is the most dangerous room rather in the household. It's that or the kitchen. One of those two rooms happens to be one of the most dangerous rooms in the household. No more falling on your back and cracking your head against the wall, getting concussed, walking out in public and putting on a smile like everything's okay when deep down inside, I know that you're hurting. And I said, no more, enough is enough, which is again why I invented the Help Me Douche initiative, which will help females, billions of females out there, douche properly. No more twisted arms. No more hitting your funny bone against the wall. No more wondering if the water is going to be hot enough for you to douche properly and not getting a proper look inside your vag. Guess what? God, nature, whatever you want to call it, did not design you to look inside your own vag. Sure, we created the mirror, but that's as close as you'll ever get. That's why you need an extra pair of eyes. Help Me Douche initiative all across the globe. It's a global movement. We're helping women douche all around the world. And I'll do most of the heavy lifting myself. I will still have to train others who could do the exact same thing. And we'll get in there, ladies. Fingers, elbows, knees, all the way in there. Help you rinse properly. You're welcome. Because it fucking breaks my heart when I know I'm having a good day and there's somebody out there fucking crying in the shower, not having the proper experience of douching like a lady should. Like a lady should. What is this, the medieval times? What is this, what are we, Neanderthals? What do we live in fucking caves? Help ladies douche properly. Get in there. Get involved. Don't just be a bystander. Do something when you can. Help save lives. Ladies and gents, it's Wednesday. Like I said, there's a lot to discuss, so let's get into it. I'll say this. A New Jersey police chief was recently in a little bit of troubles, in a little bit of heat. I don't know the exact details of this circumstance, but nonetheless, it caught my attention, and I'd like to discuss it with y'all if we can together. New Jersey police chief poops, they said in the article, poops in the precinct, in the police station. Now, He's getting a little bit of trouble. He's getting a little bit of heat. I don't know exactly what's going on. But to me, it looks like here, let's just examine it. He may have pooped in the police station. Sure, he may have cut off his arm hair, or maybe even, I'm not quite sure of the details, maybe even pubic hair, and put it over here and over there. Maybe on people, maybe on people's foods. I don't know. Maybe even queefing and farting a little bit. Who knows? But nonetheless, I'm just looking at it objectively, trying to make sense of it all. And I'll say this, first and foremost, before we go pointing fingers to police chiefs, police officers who like to defecate, who like to just poop a little bit and just urinate maybe even a little, or maybe just, cut it, just trim a little bit of pubes and just sprinkle it on fellow officers. Before we go pointing fingers and making a mockery of this situation, let us ask ourselves this one question. Could the police not use a little bit of humor? Could the police force not use a little bit of, just a little bit of some to lighten up the mood? Must it always be about, the bookings and the killings and the murders and the rapists and the crimes? Must we always look at life so seriously? Can we take a moment and appreciate a fellow who stepped up and said, you know what? Yes, crime's gonna crime, thief's gonna thieve, and boys and girls, a little bit of, I do apologize, ran into a little bit. So this is what happens when you're in it. I thought we were gonna have a little bit of a technical difficulty. Something popped up on the phone, which was a little bit alarming. So should we continue to use the Wi-Fi or the old cellular data? Let me just double check and see if we're still recording. Yes, we are still recording. Fantastic, good. Where was I? The perils of podcasting, the dangerous world of podcasting, the exhilarating world of podcasting, where any second anything can pop up on your phone. Life and death, walking a fine line, black and white, walking down right in the middle of things, where the gray is, where the gray stuff, where the gay is. Nonetheless, ladies and gents, must we always take it so seriously? Sure. If we examine it and just look at the situation, we're like, yes, this person defecated in the middle of the police station. Oh, boo, we don't like when people poop. Do we not, though? Let us ask ourselves this. I'll say this falls under the larger umbrella of office pranks. Can we just look at it that way? Can a police chief just try to relate to his fellow officers? Is this not a human moment? How many times have you had the inclination to want to go somewhere and just defecate? Multiple times you've had that. Don't lie. Don't fucking lie. But you held it inside because of societal pressures and whatnot. But if somebody does it, it is a big laugh. It's a big laugh for everybody. All right? A little bit of piss, a little bit of poop, a little bit of cum, a little bit of dry cum, sprinkled on top of people is good laughs for everybody. Office pranks, I say this. Let's cut him a little bit of slack again. I don't know the details. This happened sometime last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let us just, take a step back and examine the situation for what it is, and it's a good time. This is a good guy, I believe, for the most part, from my understanding. Just because he shat on the station doesn't mean that he needs to be demoted or get his badge or guns taken away. If anything, more people should be shitting indeed, because what you might get drunks that you bring in, you might get drunkards that you bring into the jail, and they might be defecating, and you're like, God damn it again. What if somebody were to reverse it, flip the table, switch it around? For once, switch it around. Have the officers defecating. Because oftentimes I've seen it. I'm not an officer, obviously, but I've seen enough cops episodes. I've heard enough stories. I've seen people on the streets shitting and pissing themselves. And it's oftentimes that the officers, the men and women in blue, previously blue, now mostly we've gone to black. Black is more dominant. Blue was nice, brought out the beautiful color of your eyes, but black is dominant. We're working on transforming all the cops to have black skin as well, so we can be way more dominant. Just every officer should have more melanin. We're working on it. We start out with the suits. We are working on it. We are trying to, it's in the works. It's in the transhumanist movement. Law enforcement officers will always be black moving forward. By 2030, all police officers will be black. Even if they weren't born black, it doesn't matter. We'll make them black for dominance. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, I just say take a moment for a second. Let's look at this for what it is. Just office pranks. Am I a fan of it? Yes, 100%. I've previously had to work in offices and jobs where it was required to, wear a suit and a tie, sometimes even, the show up a certain way, and nobody ever took a shit in the office. And you know what? Fun lessened. Good times lowered tremendously. If somebody were to remove their pants and take a shit right in the middle of the office, I'm telling you right now, you'd all be laughing, you'd all be cackling, you'd all be having a good time. Sure, does it smell a little bit? Of course. When somebody takes a shit, it always smells a little bit, okay? But don't let that get in the way of just seeing the circumstance for what it is. A police chief trying to, bond with his officers. That's what I see here. All right, so if somebody goes and sprinkles a little bit of pubes on your shoulder before losing it, for getting all we need to go back to the basics a little. We need to have a little bit more fun in the workplace is what I'm trying to tell you. This guy's trying to bring back fun. I'm for it. We've gotten way too uptight over the past year. It swings, the pendulum swings back, but we need to have a little bit more fun in the office. Everywhere, for that matter. A lot of times, we forget that work isn't just about work. Work is about community, people that you spend time with. And sometimes the people you spend time with, oftentimes you're spending more time with them than your actual family. So they're actually your family. Your family's just, somebody you check in on a few hours a week, I think. So your family wants you to have fun, is what I'm trying to tell you. See your police chief taking a shit? Follow suit. You go kneel right beside him and you take a shit too. And this is not just, by the way, if anybody has still got their eyes closed, if you're operating heavy machinery, I forgot to tell you, you can open your eyes now. You can definitely open your eyes now. Open your eyes. You're operating heavy machinery, okay? It was for the first joke, the hot chick with the tits and the problems with douching. You can open your eyes now. Now you can imagine with your eyes wide open, a police chief taking a huge 2 feet long deuce right in the middle of the police station. That's fucking beautiful. Imagine that, a nice hefty deuce right there, just steaming pile of shit. Bringing people together. Nonetheless, ladies and gents, we're here, we're doing it. There is a disorder that's impacting millions, if not billions of people, and you could be impacted as well. I'd like to bring it to your attention. You may be suffering from this disorder. It's called the room's disorder. I've paid attention, I've looked around, and apparently there's this thing I don't know if it's a parasite, I don't know if it's a virus, I don't know if it's just a seasonal thing, I don't know if we're ever gonna get through it. It's been with us for some time. I don't even know if anybody's detected it yet. We might be the first one to have detected it. Are we just a bunch of detectives here? Oh, a bunch of fucking journalist detectives. Are we just a bunch of detectives journaling and detecting? Perhaps. I'll say this, the disorder is this, ladies and gents. Let me ask you this, what are you doing right now? Aside enjoying this beautiful podcast, where are you? Ask yourself, where are you? Are you in a bedroom? Are you in a living room? Are you in an office right now? Are you inside a car going to another office, another building? Guess what? Wherever you are right now, in a few minutes, in a few hours, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, you're gonna end up leaving that space. You're gonna end up leaving that particular room, wherever you're sitting right now, in your living room, in your bedroom, wherever you are, you're gonna end up leaving that room behind. And I've noticed people have this disorder. It's called a room's disorder. All of our lives, we've just spent going from room to room to room to room. It seems as though nothing can be satisfied in just one room, or rather, not everything can be satisfied in one room, which sucks. There's a disorder of rooms, ladies and gents. You seem to be doing one thing in one room and then having to get up and go to another room to conduct more business. One room is never enough. Even the best rooms, you get in the best room, have the best experience. It's never the best room forever. It's only the best room for a moment of time, which sucks. Then you end up leaving. You don't even recognize it. You end up having the best sex of your life in a room. Spend close contact with somebody you love, you care for, you look them dead in the eye. It's the best moment of our lives. This is fantastic. If only this could be the rest of it. If only this, and then a few hours goes by, and then you wrap up, and then you give the final kiss on the cheeks or the lips, or on the cooch, wherever you happen to kiss it last. And then you part ways. You leave and go to another room. You go to another room, or you get up and go to another room, or you have to get in your car, get dressed, get in your car, go to another room. conduct business in that room, spend a little bit of time earning money perhaps in a room, and then get out because that room's still not sufficient. You're gonna have to get up and go to another room. We seem to be going from room to room to room to room to room. Never ends. I think the rooms are controlling us, to be honest with you. I don't see anybody staying in one room forever. As a matter of fact, this disorder goes so far deep within our psyche that if we were to stay in one room for a long period of time, some people identify that as imprisonment. You're a prisoner if you stay in one room all the time. But we always leave to go to other rooms. Always trying to, I gotta get to one room to eat. I gotta get to one room to exercise. I gotta go to a room to shop for clothes. I gotta go to another room to shop for a car. I gotta go to another room to get the car that I bought maintained. Now I gotta go into a smaller room, go up the stairs in that room, exit that room, aka the elevator, walk down a hallway, which is a longer room, get into a bunch of other rooms, spend a few hours in those rooms, and then leave those rooms. You get sick, you gotta go in the office. There's a room there, wait in the office. You don't even get to see the doctor there. You gotta wait there. Next thing you know, you're in another room. See the doctor, get fixed, leave that room once again, get back to another room. It's just room to room to room. And I believe this disorder of rooms is impacting billions of people. I don't know how we're gonna satisfy fixing this issue, but I believe we can do it together. If you find yourself going from one room to another, this might be impacting you. You're like, holy shit, he's reading my mind. He knows what I'm doing in my life. I know, because I fucking listen. And I look around and I see people leaving rooms all the time. Ask yourself, are you doing it based on your own accord? Or is something inside you driving you to go from room to room to room? I gotta get to this room. This room's fantastic. This is the best room. There's artwork in this room. Let's go to this room. This room's great. Oh, the artwork is great in this room. We gotta leave this room. No, now we gotta leave this room, get into another room. We need a more serious. This room has more books in it. This room is the room that's got books in it, makes me want to read. This room is quiet. I can do work in this room, but this other room, I got to get to this other room to work out. I can't work out in the same room that I worked out yesterday. I got to get to another. It's just room after room, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this disorder is again impacting billions of people, and nobody's starting to ask questions. But I believe together we can make the impact that's necessary to perhaps get people talking. The rooms disorder, you might be impacted right now, ladies and gents. Dun, 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 dun. Let me lick under your nails, girl. Give me your socks too. Let me sniff on, girl. What you got under the hood? They say it's a fork in the road moment. They say that. You've heard it before. It's a fork in the road moment. Fork in the middle of the road moment. It's a fork in the... They say that. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to figure it out. I ask questions. I'm like, who is leaving the fork in the middle of the road? Seems to be a safety concern. Why is somebody dropping forks in the middle of the road? Nobody's asking these questions. So they're like, oh, fork in the road. You got to make a decision now. It's a fork in the road moment. You got to make a decision. What fork is being placed in the middle of this road? Where is this road? Who is placing the fork in the middle of this road? Is it the same road? Is it the same fork? Is this one fork that's being picked up by random strangers and being placed in the middle of this road? And apparently you're in the middle of it all the time. You're in the middle of this road. There's a fork in the road moment for you. You gotta pick up somebody should keep an eye on this fellow or lady who's picking up this fork and placing it in the middle of the road. It's a safety hazard for once. You could be on a motorcycle. It's all summertime, time to whip out the old hog, time to bring out the old chopper, time to bring out the old Ducati, go for a spin. Next thing you know, fork in the middle of the road. Your front wheel catches the fork in the road, flips over, you're 50 feet up in the air, tumbling, turning, tossing. You're gonna smash into the ground right now. Oh, the cars are going by. You smash on top of a hood of a car. The car explodes. The explosion of the car makes the 18-wheeler behind you swerve into traffic. It's a pylon, 275 car pylon, and it is a massacre because somebody decided to leave a fork in the middle of the road. But they say you got to make a decision. They say you got to make a decision when you see a fork in the road. And then I ask myself, isn't every situation a fork in the road moment? Aren't you always making a decision? Because if there's a fork in the road, are you gonna go left or are you gonna go right? Are you gonna go up or are you gonna go down? You gotta choose. It's a fork in the road moment. You're always choosing. Whatever you choose to do is you making a decision. That's what I says. And the other thing that you didn't do is the choice that you didn't make. So every choice you make, every move you make is a fork in the moment, fork in the road moment. That's what I say. So are we all stepping on forks all willy-nilly throughout life, not even realizing it? Are all moments of life fork in the road moments? If that's the case, does that mean that there's actually no fork in the road? Because you're making decisions all the time, choosing between this, that, or the other. So there's actually no fork in the road. I'm beginning to think this might just be, it just might be one of those metaphors. It just might be one of those sayings. Or there might be some fork perv leaving forks in the middle of the road. I'm still trying to figure it out. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, we'll figure it out together. Terrorism's, of course, a big threat all the time. You hear about, conflict in and around the world. And one thing I've paid attention to that I've realized, we don't have any gay terrorists. We don't have any gay terrorists. Could the answer possibly be in the gay? I've thought about this and I know what you're thinking. There's no way we're gonna ever fix terrorisms. Unless, ladies and gents, we made them all gay. Because I can't ever think of a gay terrorist. I've never seen a gay terrorist. I've never seen one. There is no gay terrorists. The ones that are existing out there, we somehow got to figure out a way to make them gay. That's what I've never seen a gay person do terrorism. That's what we got to do. Somehow make the current terrorists gay. How do we do this? I think we should infiltrate, to be honest with you, I think we should infiltrate terrorisms with gay terrorists, gay terrorist plans who go into terrorist organizations, infiltrate, turn all the terrorists gay, and then have them be gay terrorists. And in that case, you end up with, what could be the outcome of this? Terrorists are now concentrated on more, happy things, on more, fucking fashion, and, maybe a little bit of upkeep, a little bit of grooming, a little bit of, whatever, waxing and threading, a little bit of, what kind of outfit are you gonna wear? Those sort of activities. What do you do with them now that they've done gay terrorists? What do you do with them now that the terrorists are gay? Do you now incorporate do they become part of society? Do they come into society and become regular, quote unquote, members of society? We gotta do, because it beats throughout the years, you could just go ahead and fight with everybody, but if you turn them gay and you just bring them in and they're just softer versions of themselves, think about that. If they just wanna, do karaoke and, have leisurely gay sex, they're not concentrated about blowing up places or doing terrorisms, but then you gotta accept them. You gotta bring them in and just accept them as part of the community. But that's what I think we should do. I don't know if we can turn them gay, but I say it's worth a try. Infiltrate the terrorist organizations around the world with more gay men and women, mostly men though. Most places with terrorism, it's a male dominant place, which by the way, ladies should step it up. Gays and females too, not enough female terrorisms. Gays and females, I think that's the answer. Although one could say, there's been a rise in domestic terrorism. I do hear that in terms of people going up and blowing up Teslas, and I guess that's that population is a little bit gay and a little bit female. I don't know, ladies and gents, I'm trying to figure out, but if you think it's a good idea, leave a comment. If you are willing to infiltrate a terrorist organization and turn them gay, leave a comment. If you have infiltrated a terrorist organization and have managed to successfully turn them gay, because it's easy, yeah. Why don't we, why don't we go blow up a building? And then you're in the corner. Why don't we suck each other off? Why don't we suck each other off, then blow up the building? Why don't we do that? Why don't we, crazy idea, guys? Why don't we just suck each other off and then maybe blow up the building? You know what happens after you get sucky? When you get sucked off, don't really want to do much after, do you? Don't want to do much after, you don't. So next time, place a few heavily bearded men as plans inside terrorist organizations. They're like, we're gonna move in when they're least expecting us. We're gonna move in and do this. We're gonna go and blow up this car or whatever. Next thing you know, you're just chiming in. How about before we blow up the car, we suck each other off? How about that? Just toss it in there, nonchalant. Just toss it in there. Kind of like say it under your breath so they don't even know it's you. Because if it is you, and you gotta keep in mind, they're probably not gonna be super excited about the gay stuff, but just like throw it out in there nonetheless. Just like gay stuff, sucky, just throw it in there. The plan is to go and blow up this bridge. What? How about we suck each other off? Just as everybody's just kind of like looking and paying attention to the bridge being blown up plan. Just throw it in there. How about we suck each other off? How about that? Just throw it in there. Maybe start sucking people off. Start sucking people off. That's what I think. That's the way to do, really fight terrorism with gay terrorists. Unless we can come up with a gay pill. If there's a gay pill and we put it in their water, if we could turn them gay with their water, then you just get in there and just give them bottles of water. And next thing you know, they're fucking, wearing jean shorts, really short jean shorts and like cowboy boots and fucking having a ball instead of going and doing terrorisms. Putting ideas forward, okay, put it on the back burner. Yes, traditional trad methods of fighting terrorism is obviously, always, great to work with. But again, if we can turn them gay, let's turn them gay. Ladies and gents, what else is going on in and around the world, man? It is, again, it's a juicy, past few days have been juicy, I'll tell you that. Or if we can somehow manage to make jerking off his superpower. Captain Jerkoff, saving the day. Captain Jerkoff to the rescue once again. Oh no, help, Mister, there's a thief, there's a robber over there thieving my mother. Help, Mister, they'll say, Captain Jerkoff to the rescue. Just give me a second, kid, and turn around. And then go to town, fucking jerk off, and they're right there. As soon as you jerk off, instead of feeling bad and sorry and sad after, have positive implications. Oh, the thief has been apprehended and taken into custody. He's being questioned right now by the police officer. Who was there to help? Who came and helped out? Captain Jerkoff, saving women from thieves. Oh, Mister, there's a cat up under the tree. If there was only a firefighter team that could help us, Mister. There's no firefighter team coming along, kid. Run along, I'll take care of it. Captain Jerkoff once again jerks off and saves the kitten up on the tree. Captain Jerkoff. Oh no, there's an elderly person passed out on the floor. If only there was a team of medics that could get here and help us revive this elderly person who's still got really firm tits for her age. Only if there was a paramedics around. There's no paramedics around. Captain Jerkoff, could you help? Of course I can. I'm Captain Jerkoff to the rescue, jerking off in a corner with positive implications after jerking off. Taking a negative, turning it into a positive. Captain Jerkoff, saving people from burning houses. Once again, oh my God, I wish there was somebody that could help us. There's a burning family inside this building. No. Run away, young one. I will help Captain Jerkoff, jerking off to save lives in burning houses. I'm telling you right now, we could do something together. Just got to reimagine a few things, and it's one step at a time, ladies and gents. What else is going on in and around the world? Oh, I'd love to be able to be Captain Jerkoff. Because, holy shit, there's a car flipped on the side of the highway. There's 3 people stuck under a car. If only there was a team of strong firefighters that could help us lift this car and save lives. Well, they're not going to be here for another 10 minutes. Is there anyone that can help? Captain Jerkoff to the rescue. Once again in a corner, jerking off with positive implications. Helping cars flip over. Saving lives. No more limbs lost to flipped over cars. Captain Jerkoff comes in and comes in fast. Comes in quick and leaves even faster. Captain Jerkoff premature ejac to the rescue. Captain Jerkoff, he prematurely ejac, saving lives, premature ejac, positive implications. Captain Jerkoff. What else is going on in and around the world? I'm glad you asked. Victoria Giuffre, or not quite sure, it's a weird spelling. Victoria Giuffre, this is the woman that got allegedly forced to have sex with Prince Andrew back when she was 17, forced by Epstein allegedly to have sex with Prince Andrew. Allegedly, Prince Andrew wanted to keep things hush-hush so that it doesn't blow up and become a whole thing, so they made an agreement outside of the courts so to avoid the yip-yap and the talking about the whole sitch. It got with people still talking about it because it happened. Nonetheless, I don't know, allegedly it happened. I don't know the details of these things, but stories are emerging, ladies and gentlemen. Victoria Giuffre, Victoria, the lady, the woman, at the time, underage, different parts of the world it's weird. Anyway, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, the alleged victim was recently in a car accident, is what I heard. She got into a car accident. That was the first thing that I heard a few days ago. Then I'm like, holy shit, why is this bitch bruised up, posted on the internet and the interwebs? Why is this, bitch with the bruises being depicted on the internet all of a sudden? Victoria Giuffre's been in a car accident. I'm like, who the fuck is, I had to refresh because there's so many things you gotta remember. Can't remember them all at the same time. We do our best, of course. But then I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I remember. That's the lady that got apparently, molested by Prince Andrew. She got into a car accident. That's what it says. The news article had a picture of her all bruised up. Apparently she posted a photograph, I'm not sure, I think on Instagram, of her all bruised up, and it said, I only have 4 more days to live. I've got in a car accident and I've got 4 days to live. And I read a little bit about it. Apparently she had an accident with a bus driver, or somebody with a bus drove right into her vehicle and she was all bruised up. That was the first piece of news that I saw about this little, ongoing story. And I'm like, holy shit, that's the first thing that I heard. I'm like, holy shit, here we go. That's the Illuminati, it's the dark, forces at work trying to take out a potential the victim slash maybe she wants to, maybe she's not, maybe I don't know if she identifies as a victim now. Maybe she's like, healing and trying to get empowered. I don't know where she is right now. I don't know how she's doing, but nonetheless, she said she has 4 more days to live. This picture of her all bruised up, and I'm like, here we go. It's the dark arts, man, moving in, trying to take people who can talk and get people in potential trouble, and then I'm like, holy crap, but then at the same time, I'm like, okay, here we go. That's the dark powers trying to take somebody out. But at the same time, at the moment when I saw the news a few days, I'm like, well, there you go. There is, maybe call it divine intervention. God was saying, no, not right now, young lady, woman, not today. And that's what I thought initially happened. And then a couple of days went by, and then I saw other news articles coming in and saying that the accident wasn't even reported until the day after. The police officers didn't even report an injury. And then alarm bells started to go off. And then I'm like, what are these alarm bells? At the time I happened to be inside a building and there was a fire, a minor fire. That's what the alarm bells were for. It was a fire alarm. That's what the bells. But I stepped out of the building and I said, hey, is there something more to this story? And I couldn't find anything because I didn't look any further, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, I had questions. One of them is, so could you now rape and just pay it out of court? Could you pay to rape? Is that a thing? Because if you did something, or if you didn't do something, then you want to go to court and say that you didn't do it. That'd be the normal thing to do. Because no matter what people do talk about it, you'd go to court and show that you didn't do the thing that you allegedly say you didn't do. That way you don't have to pay. That way you don't get the stigma. It's the way it should be anyway. But then the way it seems like they had an agreement outside of court. This is Prince Andrew and Victoria. They had an agreement outside of court. She got paid apparently outside of, not going to court. She took money. So could you pay to, that's one of my questions, not related to this accident. Is that a thing? Is it rape to pay? Is it like a top off like cell phone plan where you can like pay as you go sort of thing? Is it, can you pay to rape? Because if that's the case, like billionaires and trillionaires could just like, questions nonetheless. But at the same rate, I'm like, oh, this story is not kind of making any sense because, she's saying she has 4 days to live. There's apparently a photo, but then there was no police report. And then they said that it was a minor. When it got reported, it said it was a minor accident. Only cost roughly $2,000 worth of damages to the vehicle, or maybe two of them, both vehicles costing around $2,000 to fix the damages. And it was a minor accident, apparently. So I'm just like, questions are going off. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? Then I thought to myself, reel it back. What could be happening? Could this be a potential, I don't know, again, put your conspiracy hats on, put your tinfoil hats on. I'm just trying to make sense of a sus situation over here, okay? Could this be a story that was meant to saturate and, take away from all these stories that we do hear about human trafficking, about, actual sex crimes or whatever that happens? Could it be one of those stories that gets planted into the public and then you hear something about it and then the person, the victim, quote unquote, the victim, turns out later on to be some sort of a fraud, and then it just kind of like takes away from the reality of the matters that may be at hand? I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just trying to, again, I don't know anything, obviously. I'm just saying, if she lied about because it makes me think, I'm like, if she lied about the accident, could she have lied about something else? And then that makes me question the whole Prince Andrew allegations. And then that makes me question the whole thing. I'm like, oh shit, was this sort of a setup to make this whole sort of allegations? Because that's the thing, we've gone too far with the terms of, back then at least, back a few years ago at least, we did with the Me Too movements. It was a time where it was just like, believe all women. And then we learned through that it's not believe all women, believe some women, obviously, believe men too. Believe men too, that's you can't just take it because people talk shit, people say stuff, people make up stories. But it just makes me think, is this one of those stories that's kind of been like, put into the public sphere for us to just, not believe? Will the pendulum swing all the way back to not believe any women at that point? Does this story help or hinder? I wonder. I don't even know where I'm saying. I don't even know where I'm going with this one. It was just a bunch of different ideas came to my mind. Like, what is this? She lied about the accident? Could she have lied about something else? Could she have been, again, a plant to go through some sort of alleged, because, certain things do, it's not like there aren't people that aren't trafficking and aren't paying for underage kids to have sex. It's not like that doesn't happen. That shit does happen on large scale. Hashtag Epstein, hashtag Ghislaine Maxwell. But could some of these stories be brought into the public eye only to take away from the actual true stories, by diminishing truth, by saying, oh, look, see, she's a lying bitch. She's lying about this. She might have lied about that too. Could this be one of those stories? I don't know. Just big picture, trying to look at things from, many different angles simultaneously. I don't know what's going on. I hope if she got into an accident, she's okay. I don't know what happened. Everything allegedly, hashtag, whatever. We're doing it together. That's what I'm saying. Just a little bit murky, a little bit sus from many different angles. Don't know what's going on, but that's never out of the ordinary. Not in this show. Never know what's going on over here. This guy doesn't really know what's going on any time of the day. But that's where I take my pride in, not knowing a lot, not fucking knowing a goddamn thing. I take pride in that, because that leaves room to learn and grow. That fucking leaves room to grow, not knowing a single thing. Ladies and gents. But that's Victoria Gaffrey for you. So I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you know what's going on, leave a comment. Because you do hear about it. People all of a sudden coming out and defending, people saying, Weinstein wasn't apparently as bad. Some people are saying that Weinstein wasn't as bad. People were in on it. People wanted it. Some people are saying that, and then you're like, "Holy, what is going on?" We need to do better. We need to do better research. We all do. We all do. We need to. People should be properly, situations should be properly examined, because it takes away from actual cases where there is, crimes being taken place. It just, But then, again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it could be some sort of a low-key sabotage for a larger story or stories to be covered up, in a sense, because you're like, oh, well, this diminishes everything. This bitch is just a lying whore. They're all lying whores. You'll say that. Some people might say that, but I don't know what I'm talking about. We're here. It's fucking Wednesday. It's Wednesday and it's April 2nd. All right? We're doing it. Ladies and gents, what else is going on? This next story was, again, I told you a few days have been juicy and titillating. Meghan Markle versus AIDS babies. The story is that Prince Harry recently just stepped down from a charity that he had set up roughly 20 years ago, along with another prince. It was a charity to help AIDS babies in Africa, in Botswana, Africa, and other maybe parts of Africa as well. I don't know the full deets, and that's part of this. It's part of this program. I don't know the full deets ever. Makes my job a hell of a lot of fun, because if you knew all the details, well, then that'd just be not as fun. So the point is, Prince Harry set up AIDS programs for the AIDS babies in Africa, to give AIDS to babies. That's what Prince Harry did 20 years ago, along with other people. But recently he came and got a new chairperson, walked in, Dr. Chandwaka. I don't remember her name, to be honest with you. Chandwaka, doesn't matter. A new chair got assigned, and then they had some disputes. And then, inevitably, Prince Harry, along with the other prince, had to step down or resign from the charity. And I'm like, what's going on over here? What's happening over here? And it happens that there might be some sort of conflict of interest happening over here. So this is what's happening over here. I'll tell you what's happening. This is my take on it. I believe there's a charity, right? There's a charity for AIDS babies. Oh, look at me, I'm a needy AIDS baby. Look at me with all my neediness. God, AIDS baby. That's what the AIDS babies do. That's what these AIDS babies say. And then Prince Harry was like, you know what, there's gonna be a charity event at the charity, for the charity. It's gonna be like a polo charity event or something. I don't know, one of these like fancy sports, grab a stick, hit a thing. That's the sport. Grab a stick, ride a horse, look nice and tight kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about, where everybody's really not athletic, but you play for egos. You play to fucking swing a bat and hit a ball from the top of a horse and say, yeah. I've never played polo. I'd like to play polo. Double fisted polo, just hammering balls in, using rackets or hammers. Oh, I'd like to use a hammer to hit a ball. Give me a hammer and a ball and I'll show you a horse and a man that can ride it and hit a ball and then using a hammer. Point is, ladies and gents, that yes, there was a polo charity event in the charity for the AIDS babies. And Prince Harry was like, you know what, mate? That's what he said, just like that. He said, why don't we bring over the Netflix and let them do a special or something along those lines, because I'm Prince Harry. Why don't we just bring the Netflix crew over here, right? You see, we do the charity walk with the kids, right? The kids are getting the AIDS. We do the charity walk and we get the Netflix to do a little bit of a sneak peek preview for the kids with the AIDS and the balls and the horses and the polo. The kids can't play polo because they're sick. They're sick, the kids with AIDS. But if we could get the Netflix crew over here, let's film a little bit of filming over here if we could. A little bit of filming for the Netflix where we make a series, help the children with the AIDS. They said that. And then the Netflix crew came over, all right? And now they're filming. AIDS babies nowhere in sight. Or maybe they were somewhere, I'm not quite sure. But nonetheless, there was a point in the charity event where they were gonna take pictures, all right? This is kind of when things started to, I think, fucking spiral. There was a moment where the game was done and over with, and they were gonna take photos with the trophy and other people, and then Meghan Markle decided to just drop in, just swoop in, just because Meghan Merkel, she is a good woman, beautiful, talented woman, one of the most talented women out there, one of the most well-deserving, most talented women out there who brings families closer together. This woman brings families closer together. She is hardworking. She's one of the realest. She's one of the truest ones out there. She's one of the realest ones out there. She's one of the truest ones out there because she knows it's about me out here. She knows it's about me out here. All right. She knows about herself. She came here. There was supposed to be a photo shoot, again with Prince Harry, maybe a few other people, and the chair of the charity, Dr. Chandwaka. I forget her name, to be honest with you. The doctor, the chair of the charity. All right? And then Meghan said, let's rearrange this photo arrangement. Get out of the picture is what she wanted to say. But she couldn't, because she couldn't be herself. She couldn't. It hurts me. It hurts me when I see people not being themselves fully, when they can be. And all of a sudden people got a hold of this story and it became a whole thing, and then the prince had to step down and say there was conflict of interest, and now there's been allegations of bullying and harassment on scale, which I've never even heard of. Bullying so there's allegations of bullying and harassment on scale against the Sussexes, the prince and his wife. They're the Sussexes. They're the Sussexes. They're successes. The Sussexes. The House of Sussexes. The Successes. The Sussexes. They're Sussexes. Sussexes. The Sussexes. They're it's basically, you just got to break down the word. It's actually two words. Suspect, sexist. Suspect, sexist. Sussexes. The Sussexes. Right? They're being allegedly, they're allegedly bullying and harassing on scale. Which, by the way, I'll say this. I'm gonna step in here and say this. Many people won't. I'll say it. Meghan Markle should have been in that story alone by herself. No, but when the camera crews come, when Netflix comes, guess what? Netflix comes for the Prince, of course, but mostly Meghan Markle, all right? And she wants you to step out of the fucking photo for a second so she can be the star, because she's a star. She's a beautiful, gorgeous star, right? Beautiful, gorgeous star. You stop getting in the photo and trying to raise awareness about the charity for the kids with the AIDS. This isn't about the AIDS babies, man. This isn't about the AIDS babies. This is about Meghan Markle being a global international superstar. Princess, superstar, actress, influencer, cook, a charitable person. She's a charitable person, okay? Remove these dirty AIDS kids out of the photo, because it's not about these dirty AIDS kids, all right? Dirty AIDS kids are not going to get Netflix and money rolling into things, whether it's a charity, whether it's a business, whether it's just get together of influential people with deep pockets who can, make things fucking happen. AIDS babies don't make that shit happen. You know who does make that shit happen? The likes of Meghan Markle. So if Meghan Markle wants you to step off for a second, get out of photo for a second, or just get out of just get under the trophy if you can. You're blocking the shot, okay? Gotta give her the lighting. She deserves a good lighting, not dirty AIDS babies, okay? And I know the charity is about babies with AIDS, all right? But guess what? They're weak. They're weak and they have AIDS, so they can't do much. You know who can do a lot? You know who can do appearances for Netflix? You know who can do Netflix movies and specials about stuff? Anything? Meghan Markle could. Meghan Markle is the star of this whole thing. She should be probably Queen of England, along Prince Harry and Meghan Markle should be the rightful king and queen of England. But no. Others are stepping in and saying, oh, I got dibs on the, I should be the, because, the fucking order of, who's born first, who's born second and all that, but who gets more Netflix shit? Who makes, stuff? that nobody cares about, but nonetheless goes out and makes stuff. Because at the end of the day, does anybody really care about anything? Not really. So who cares? The point is, AIDS babies, boo. Get out of here, AIDS baby. All right? You dirty AIDS baby. This is about Meghan Markle. Get out of here. If she, Dr. Chats Waka or whatever your name is, get out of photo, make room for Meghan Markle so she can come in there and pop champagne and fucking be a queen. And also, again, fucking monarch in Netflix, making movies, series, showing up to places, talking about, you know, how to whatever. I don't know what who cares? It doesn't matter. She's worth it. She's extremely talented. She's gorgeous. And Prince Harry too. Not as gorgeous, but that's a dude. So, you know, you fucking win some, lose some. You can't have it all. Nobody has it all. All right? So, to the AIDS babies, I don't know too much of the details of this story, but next time, fucking check yourself. When there's a princess, when there's a Sussex in the vicinity, get out of the fucking photo op. Get out of the room, man. Get out of the picture. Okay, let the professionals do what they do best, and that is to get into hot dresses, beautiful, expensive dresses, play a little bit of polo, and fucking splurge a little bit of money everywhere they can if they want to. All right, leave a good taste in people's mouths so that they can come and do more charitable work. It's not about you, AIDS babies. It's not always about you. Look at me, look at my big belly, I'm really tiny, I have a big belly, there's flies in my eye, I got a big belly, and I got malaria and AIDS, I'm an AIDS baby. God! Since the 80s, they've been going at it. It's like, calm down, relax. Friggin' grifters, dude, whatever. Point is, ladies and gents, that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have just got a little bit of heat, and I think it's just unjust. It's mostly, you know, friggin' AIDS babies trying to steal the spotlight from people who actually deserve it. And yeah, so what if they get money from the charity? I'm not sure if they do or not, but what's the point of having a charity if you can't even get money from it? God, if you can't be making deals, what's the point of running a charity, people? If you can't look good doing charity work, what's the point of doing charity work? Oh, if it was just like that, you just show up discreetly at a soup kitchen every once in a while and give a hand, or just, you know, hand out cash at the red light before you make that left turn just to random strangers and not make a thing of it. But that's no fun. Do you want charity to not be fun? Do you want charity to turn into the New Jersey police station where no one's having fun? Oh, God. Selfish AIDS babies. I've had enough. What else is going on, ladies and gents? I believe Oprah Winfrey. I could just say Oprah. I don't think there's many other. I've never actually heard Oprah I've never met any other. I've never heard of any other Oprahs. I think she's the only one. The Oprah. I'm never ever gonna refer to her as Oprah Winfrey again. If I ever say Oprah, moving henceforward, if I ever say Oprah, just know who I'm talking about. Oprah just came out and said she has had a difficult time and felt very lonely in her menopause journey, and it's so brave, because she said she felt lonely and she didn't have anything or anyone to turn into. I'm like, God damn it, this bitch with her billions, she felt lonely, and it's like she got cramps and her tits started to lactate, or didn't, I don't know, but it made me think of my menopause journey and how lonely I felt. And I'm like, you know what, sister, you fucking go right ahead and just talk about it, because you're a billionaire and a woman and who's just everything's so tough. And I'm like, and if this bitch is finding out, well, what about bitches like myself? But thank you for speaking, which is why I wanted to share my menopause story with you. My menopause story, I tell you, Oprah, you're not alone, sister. I'm there with you. I got early menopause, actually. As soon as I turned 35, I just fucking hit. I'm telling you right now, my vag it got moist first. It got really wet. But then it dried up. So I had to resort to artificial wetness, and I got a lot of lube. And there was a shortage. You all know what the fuck happened to the lube. You know, the whole Diddy fiasco. But that's outside the, it's beside the point. That's neither here or there. But I'm telling you right now, my tits were unbelievably hot. Like, it was inflamed titties. My nips were like, just burning with heat. And the next second, cold, just cold sweats all, and I was alone and I didn't have anyone. And then I get cramps and I'm like, oh, these are the worst menopause cramps ever. And there was no one there. But then the cramps, like, they went away and it felt really good. And it felt really, really good. Like really, really good, no cramps. Like the cramps and then my stomach felt extremely well, like really, but then that night I didn't have anybody to share that with either. So that kind of felt fucking lonely too. I'm like, oh, my stomach has never felt better. If only there were people around that I could let them know my stomach's never felt less crampy. Oh, but it's a trip, it's a thing. I'm telling you right now, sisters, if you are menopausing, whether you're in your 30s, if you got hit with that early shit like I did, or like, you know, just menopause, just regular stuff, you're not alone out there. Your nipples might get sore, your heart rate might go up, but I'll tell you what, it'll eventually go down and it might go back up again, and then it'll go down again, and this will go on for some fucking time. After it hits you, it'll go on for some fucking time. Right now, I'm telling you, I've not had a proper steady period since last November. So I'm telling you right now, ladies, you are not alone. Changes in your body will happen, and it sucks that Oprah didn't have anyone or anything. You know, you'd think a billionaire would have enough access to resources, friends, family members. Who cares? Even if you're lonely, you got billions. You think swimming in cash would save you from menopause? Guess what, sisters? It won't. Menopause is always a bitch, and I'm glad she spoke about it because now I get to speak about my menopause. My menopause was even worse. My menopause, I'll tell you right now, first I got really horny. First, I got horny for the first, when it hit me, I got really horny, but then it killed my sex drive. It took a dagger. There's my sex drive. Dagger in hand. Sex drive. No, and I had to revive my sex drive with my own bare hands, doing CPR on my sex drive. Trying to get it up there. It was crazy. It happened. It's still happening. I will get my sex drive back. I'm working on it. But the point is, you're not alone. You're not alone out there. And it is hard. It is fucking difficult. You know, because a lot of times regular average bitches just be fucking like working, making minimum wage, juggling families, attending to husbands, friends, families, social gatherings, obligations. Those bitches don't fucking get it, Oprah. You understand what it means to be in some place where it's lonely and not feeling the support, man. So I'm glad you talked so that people like me can talk too. We're all in it together. I'm telling you right now, sisters, fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. What else is going on in and around the world? They've said that researchers have found the first shark sounds. They've recorded the first shark sounds ever to be recorded. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, first of its kind. Researchers have always thought that sharks were the strong, silent type. Apparently, these motherfuckers just want to fucking chat it up in the water. And the recordings speak for themselves. There was a recording that depicts sharks making some sort of clicking sound. I think it's an African language. We're still trying to decipher a lot of it. Most of it has been deciphered. Of course, the sharks have been talking. Again, that's African, and just one African language. And I'll tell you what they said, because I happen to, aside the many things, fucking astrophysicist, yes, check. Space travel, check. Linguist, check, of course, right there. So what did the shark say? The shark, after deciphering them, the shark said, it's fucking wet down here. It's wet down here. I will bite you. I will eat your entire family. I'm still waiting to get my checks for Jaws. I've still not seen a single penny from Jaws. That was me and Jaws. The shark said that crazy shit. Still waiting to get residuals from Jaws. You all need to back the fuck up. This is my territory. Could somebody hand me a towel? It said, this is in the water. Makes sense. I'm wet all the time. It's aggravating because like there's other smaller fish that cling on to me and mooch off of what I make. I eat other larger fish, and then the fish bleed, and then the other smaller fish attach themselves to get off me, little fish, get off me. As it's saying these things, I'm listening, paying attention, because you gotta, you really gotta become one with nature to truly understand what it means to be just a vessel for life, which we all are. So the shark said, "Give me my fucking residuals from Jaws." And I've been in Sharknado 1, 2, and 3. And it wants to star in the Fast and the Furious movies as well. So, whole lot of things that need to be, I think I think he wants to speak with a lawyer. I'm not quite sure. We've only deciphered this much. And he also happened to mention that you should probably, not get in the water if you don't want none of this. If you don't want none of this, don't get in the water. It said that. But I'm still saying, get in the water, man. What do these sharks know? So that's interesting to know. It said, I'm gonna bite you until you love me. That's another thing that the shark said. A little bit, but I get it. They're wet. Somebody should probably hand them a towel at one point. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. That's sharks talking out there. And just, it's good to listen to animals because it teaches us about ourselves. This one fucking breaks my heart. This one just got to me. It was just emotional. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna step up and do something while I can. Hooters has filed for bankruptcy. Hooters is going down. I've never been to Hooters, but I've heard the stories. Beautiful establishment. We're hotties. We're hot bitches. Got to serve food. Wings, I think, specifically. And beer to patrons who would come in there and gawk at the hot ladies. We're working and using their beautiful tits to make a buck. And that was the whole thing about Hooters. You got to see some tits and eat some wings. See some tits, eat some wings. That was the slogan, unofficial slogan of Hooters. See some tits, eat some wings. Come for the tits, stay for the wings. You might like the beer too, but look at the tits. That was beautiful. And now they file for bankruptcy. I don't know what the reason is for it. A lot of people are, a lot of businesses have gone down after the pandy schmandy. A lot of businesses have taken a large hit. That's just a little bit of economics. Here in Canada, one of the largest companies, one of the largest corporations, the Hudson's Bay Company, filed for it. It closed all its branches, and this one's one of Canada's oldest companies. Now these guys were back when we were when they were trading beaver pelts and animal skin. These guys go way back, so they got a lot of moolah, they got a lot of land, and really these guys shut down all their branches. That's scary. And I've also heard that there's a lot of vacancies in office real estate. People aren't going out there and renting office space anymore. A lot of people, Gen Z is already, after being like roughly 4 years in the workforce, they're already saying, you know what, fuck it. So that's kind of the sentiment that's, I don't know what the future holds, but simultaneously, the good news is that the researchers are saying, learn to work with AI and robotics or you will be replaced. That's what they're saying. So they're saying, work with AI and robotics or you'll die. So there's good news on the horizon. Work with AI or you're going to get left behind and die. Bill Gates said there's only going to be 3 jobs left in the next, whatever many years. And Bill Gates scares me, to be frank. Not so much like a physical force, just people with a lot of money and, too much time and resources on their hands scares me a little bit, wants to make everybody vegan. But that's aside the point, ladies. So merge with a robot is what I'm trying to tell you. What were we even talking about? Hooters. Who cares about jobs being replaced by robotics and AI? It's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay? You don't need to upgrade, upskill. That's what they say. It said upskill or get left behind. You need to upskill. A couple of years ago, they're like, forget about construction, learn coding. Now they're saying, forget about coding. The AI will code better than you can. It's like, what? Upskill. Keep upskilling or you're going to die. Do you want to die? Upskill. Get your skills up it. I've already upskilled 7 times in the past 2-3 years. I've already upskilled as much as I can. I can upskill and you're going to die then. All right, there's gonna be 3 jobs left according to Bill Gates. I encourage people to do things on their own. Take independence in your own hands. Take your balls and your vag and say, "This is me, world, look at it." And just wiggle your junk in people's face. I think that's the direction we're going in, but it's all positive. We will figure it out together. Somehow, miraculously, humanity's always managed to figure it out. Glass half full of cum, this guy. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, Hooters is going out of business, okay? Many businesses have gone out of business. Many people are finding new businesses to get into. What are those businesses? No one really knows. Mostly shell games and pyramid schemes. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are out there and you're like, what do I do with my firm tits? What do I do with my precious firm tits? Who am I going to show these tits to while I serve some chicken wings? Well, ladies, I know I'm only one man, but I can tell you this. If you know something about me, if you've been with me for some time, you know by now that I love chicken wings and I love tits. So if you're out there and you were a former Hooter, hooty hoo, hooty hoo, hooty hoo, hooty hoo, hooty hoo. If you're out there, you're like, my dream is to just serve somebody chicken wings and smother my tits in their face. I'm here to let you know, ladies, despite the fact that I'm only one man, I will get there to you. Just name the time and place, or maybe we can meet up really anywhere, it doesn't matter. Wings included or not, I will sit there and let you rub your tits all over my face for as long as it takes, because I don't want to see another lonely bitch wither away with age, and age is, no one can fight that shit. Brian Johnson is trying his hardest, but no one can fight it. We've seen beautiful, gorgeous females, men, who cares about them, but beautiful female, gorgeous females from, favorite Hollywood actresses, your favorite singers, and then age just fucking comes along and just fucks you, it doesn't matter though, it doesn't matter. I say there's still enough, I don't know how many Hooters employees there are out there, but I'm telling you right now, I don't care that I'm only one person. I will motorboat as many chicks as possible to give back to the community. You know where I'm at. DM me if you like. I'm not doing this to make money out of it. I'm not doing this for anything other than the goodness of my heart and saying that, you know what? When communities are hurting, someone should fucking step up. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, so that other guy should step up. He doesn't have much to do. I'll step up. And I know what you're saying out there. You're like, Rob, don't do it, man. Don't do it. There's just so many tits. You won't get to all of them. I might not get to all of them. You're right. I might not get to all of them, okay? But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to save as many tits as possible. And yes, you too can step up and save a couple of tits. But in the meantime, I will hold it down. I will not shy away and say, you know what, I'm going to let fear guide us. No. We always lead with hope and love of tits. Hope and love for tits. Okay? So Hooter ladies, chicks, fucking, you know where your boy's at. Right there with you through thick and thin. I'm talking different size feet because I don't discriminate. I like big booty girls and I like them slim too. So just letting you know I'm here until you get back on your feet, okay? Just let that, it's okay. You're like, man, how do you give back? So it's, again, I like Meghan Markle. I too like to do a lot of work with charity, okay? So we're all the same, people. We're all the same. Ladies and gents, this next one is beautiful because of many different things. I'll say this, if you've not seen it, I do recommend you watch it. It's one of the most entertaining things I've watched in the past little while. Ye just did an interview with Academics, DJ Academics. He wore a entire black KKK, gear, head to toe black, and he rocked a swastika, bedazzled swastika. First initial moment that I saw the video, I could not stop laughing, just taking it for what it is. Again, I don't agree with what a lot of the things sometimes he says, but that's the case with like everybody. I don't agree with everything anybody says. I don't even agree with sometimes I don't even agree with myself. I don't agree with what some of the things that he says, but taking it for what it is, just face value. If you want to be entertaining piece of, I'm just telling you right now, it's like about an hour long. It's entertaining, I'll tell you that. I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. It's actually just taking it for what it is. Just take it, I'm trying to come at this from like a place of like, we all need love in this world. We all need love in this world. But nonetheless, he's decked out in a black KKK outfit. He's got the bedazzled little swastika. He's coming in there talking, chit-chatting. Watch it if you like. It's a good laugh. And I'll say this, again, objectively looking at everything from just removing objects from their historical context. The black hoodie, I like it. The black KK hoodie, I liked it. That's something I can rock with. To be honest with you, I wasn't a fan of the white one because it gets dirty way too quick. It just gets dirty way too. It's the laundry. You must, so much washing with that. But the black one, you can wear that literally anywhere. Just take it again. Remove the items from their historical context. I'm telling you right now, that black hoodie is a big hit. I'd like to see that black KKK hoodie. I think it was leather. I'm not even quite sure what it was made of, but it was all black, right? I'd like to see that in different color variations. This could be one of the hottest items out there. Everybody could be wearing these all around the city, all day, every day. And I think it's actually, I'm not sure if it's like, probably helped. I'll tell you what, the black one, the only time I wouldn't wear the black one is during nighttime. That's probably not safe. Do not wear that one during night. You're probably gonna get hit by like, a moving vehicle or something like that. Put some neon lights on you if you're gonna wear the black one. Because the white one, you also don't want to be wearing at nighttime because it looks like a ghost. It looks like you don't want to be scaring people because you look like a giant ghost walking around the city. So don't do the white one because you were gonna look like a ghost. The black one, I like it. It gets dirtier, just less dirty, which is nice. I'd like to see color variation. I want to see a red. I want to see a green of that. Personally, if we can get like a leopard print, I'm here for the leopard print KKK outfit. I like that. I think it will be a big hit. The swastika, the bedazzled swastika, or the swastika, that one, again, remove it from the historical context from the past, 100 years, the past, 80, 100 years. If you take that aspect of the thing itself, it's a nice piece of jewelry. It is a nice piece of jewelry. Get it for your children. Get the KKK outfits. Do they come in, different sizes? Or one size fits all, or like, it is questions that I have. That's what I want to. And all of this, he talked for about an hour with DJ Academics. He mostly talked. I believe I'll say this. I think listening to that interview, I just think Ye is just mad at Kim, to be honest with you. I don't even think this is a Jew thing. I don't even think this is a Jew. I don't think he genuinely hates Jews or things. I think it's just a little bit of misguided or, misplaced anger, aggravation, grievances, whatever you want to call it. I think he talked, and I don't think he gets to, open up that often. He certainly does open up, but like, nonetheless, I'm just saying, I think he got hurt by a woman, and this is and there's only so much you can do. There's only when you pick the wrong hoe, when a bitch does you dirty like that, there's only so much you can do. The rest of it is gonna, if you get dirtied up, if you get, and this is for both men's and women's. The moral of this story really is just pick your hoes wisely. This is for men's and women's. Oftentimes, we see great relationships. They're great. They're fucking, they work. They're beautiful. But sometimes you see them not work out, and it's just not good. It's just not good. The moral of the story is pick your hoes wisely, because sometimes they will. That's what it is. I'm not blaming Kim for any of this, because it's everybody's good. Everybody's trying their best. I'm sure she's a wonderful person for another person. I'm sure he's a great person for another person. So just pick your partner, pick your hoes properly. Not to say that they're bad hosts for everyone, just for you. You gotta pick wisely. You gotta choose wisely. Take your time. It's okay to even be single for a little while, a lot of times. And that's something I personally have taken a break. I've taken a break over the past few years. I've just been concentrating on me doing my thing. It's one of the reasons I'm like, as you get older, you want to pick wisely. You don't want to have a chill. Because that's the thing. He came out and said he allegedly didn't even want to have the kids with Kim. Said after 2 months of dating this bitch, I didn't even want to have kids with her. Called a bunch of other, it's an interesting interview. It's an interesting interview. I I think that, hashtag Halloween costume 2026, that one's going to be a popular one. I believe we already got, that should be, I'm telling you right now, next Halloween, that thing's going to be flying off the shelves. It sells itself. The swastika bling, I believe, again, take it away from the historical context. If we can look at it, if we can reclaim the swastika from the Nazis, because it's a historical piece of, symbolism throughout history. It goes into a lot of cultures. It was a positive sign. There was a lot of positive things about it. It was supposed to, eternity, the sun, stuff like that. So the symbols are there. It's just Hitler took it, stole it, and did a rebranding. I say we take it back. We take that back. We take that. You shouldn't get you shouldn't get the fucking mustache. Okay, fine, that'll. And then also how many years? Because eventually down the line, down the line, like 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. How long will it take till we're gooch with most of it can object? Not gooch as in like way to go, good job, not like that, but like objectively look at it like the way we look at like Napoleon, like Genghis Khan, and like Stalin. Not that people revere Stalin or anything, but nobody cares. Stalin killed way more people than Hitler, yet nobody's not just saying bad guy, horrible guy, right? But the thing is, I'm just again objectively looking at it. The KKK outfit, remove it from its historical context, gives you it's nice protection against rain and like humidity, and it's just good. If it's fucking precipitation out there, it'll just roll off because it's cone shaped. It'll just roll off you. You won't even feel it. Instead of carrying an umbrella, looking like a dork in the I have to carry umbrellas. It feels, it's so annoying. And gusty cities like Toronto where the wind is blowing and your umbrella's fucking like shaking and you're holding it with one hand, and it's just about like, if I could just wear that one piece and it's black and it won't get dirty. Because I was worried about the white one. I'm like, I'm not dragging my feet in snow and slush and making a fool out of the black one. And if it's water resistant, if we can get water resistant, do a camo of that, the hunting community will go nuts for that outfit. If you can do a camo KKK outfit, just again, remove it for what again? The white one, again, gets dirty, bad rap, don't wear it. But the other ones, this one looked good, I liked it. And the swastika, we should probably take it. That's a good symbol. If you've ever doodled anything, it's one of those, I'm not saying go doodle swastika, I'm just saying it's an easy sketch. It's an easy little, it's just, anybody could do it. It sucks that it's been taken away. But down the line, I'm saying in 50 years, in 100 years, 200 years, people aren't going to probably look at it because I guess we're still too emotionally, it's too close still to historically, too connected. But down the line, I don't know. I think people were, but that's just, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The mustache, you can keep the mustache, fine. But, and then the KKK, whatever, I think they're done. It's been a long time since anybody heard anything of the KKK. I think they're done too. I'm pretty sure there's probably some Klansmen that exist out there. But the outfit itself is, the black one does work. I'm telling you right now, again, it's just misguided or misplaced anger. He's noticing some things. I think he's just like new to the whole like looking at things and like asking questions, maybe like conspiracy. I'm sure he's a guy. He does great at music. I love his music. I'm a fan of his music, his art music. Not all of it, most, just like everybody else out there. But he's a little bit, it's misplaced anger, grievances, and he's misguided. I would say he's probably read a couple of things. It's not odd to find Jewish people in the entertainment industry. They invented it. They invented not entertainment itself, but Hollywood is, partially, hugely contributed to by the Jewish community. Why European Jews came over, they didn't have any, you couldn't get into typical works like you would. So they had to do things like becoming lawyers, entertainers, dentists. So it's the same thing for a lot of different immigrant groups like that, but the Jewish community happened to, be heavily involved in so it's not odd to look at the music industry and look at Hollywood movies and be like, there's a ton of Jews in here. Well, yeah, because a lot of them did that. That was what they could do, and that's what they did. So then they did a fantastic job, and we love them for that. But it's like going to the NBA and be like, man, there's a lot of black players in the NBA. That is, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot. It's like, it's like going to the university. I mean, these Asian kids in the universities are just, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of them performing well in these universities. Something, if I'm not, Call me crazy, but I think they might be really good at doing math. I wonder why. Because it's been like, you fit in where you get in. They fit in where it's like everybody. It's just misplaced anger, and it's just like going to a Middle Eastern, restaurant and be like, I don't know what it is, but I think these Middle Easterns control the kebab game really well. Fucking kebab game. I knew it. Oh, I knew it. It's just, you gotta, it's like finding, the Irish really make a good whiskey, or the Scottish make a really good whiskey. And I think they really gotta, I think they're really behind this whole whiskey game. These Scottish people have really got a stranglehold on the whiskey game. There must be something to it. No, it's just you fit in, you get in where you fit in, A lot of us have very similar things about us that connects us, that brings us together. The biggest thing I think, it's everybody's on their learning, on their journey of learning, and I don't necessarily think that it's good to like shun people out of society. I think it's good to learn and grow. One of the biggest things that's dividing humanity, us it's the disparaging, wage differences between people. It's the gaping wage discrepancy between people. It's just, there's when you have like trillionaires on one side, and then you have people who have, working in parts of the world where they gotta like make 10 cents an hour or whatever they make. These are the things, and it's always been the extremely, extremely rich versus the poor. The masses are relatively compared. Again, you could be making, $30,000 in North America and still be considered the top 1%, but that's not what we're talking about here. I think we all know that. I think there is a large gap between the wealth, and there's a lot more resources. I think that's, if we could just, it's mostly about class. It's not about race. It's not about, religion. A lot of it is, if we can somehow make it. So if we want to see the world do better, we should make more millionaires. We should just we should be okay with more people being, wealthy and doing well. If you want a good, living, healthy society, everybody should be having all the opportunities as much as possible to be thriving and doing well. You should have as much possibilities and opportunities as a, rich, affluent person. And, that's what we should want for each other. That's what I want for myself and you out there. If you're out there, whatever you're doing, I hope you become fucking successful and rich. That's what I want for you. I want you to be happy with, not to say that it's like the answer for everything, but if you want to alleviate a lot of things, comes with having access to resources. I think anyway, I don't know what I don't know. None of these are just, like, we're just chit-chatting, having a little bit of fun. But at the end of the day, I'm here to say that I support the outfit. I don't support everything he says, but that's just, again, I don't support everything I say either. So all in all, that is to say, it's been a juicy past few days. I hope you're all having a blast. Whatever you're doing out there, go get it. I'll see you guys back here again on Friday. Peace out. Get out of here. Go. Skedaddle.